zero-trust privileged access management platform that's changing how engineering teams secure their infrastructure. Whether you're an engineer drowning in SSH key chaos, a security lead preparing for SOC 2, or a CTO trying to modernize your access stack, this guide is for you. Let's start with the problem. Every engineering team faces the same fundamental challenge. Who should have access to what, and how do we actually prove it? As infrastructure sprawls across multiple clouds, dozens of databases, Kubernetes clusters, and legacy servers, managing privileged access becomes an absolute security nightmare. Think about how most teams handle this today. You've got shared database passwords that nobody remembers to rotate. You've got VPN tunnels that grant everyone access to everything once they're inside. You've got manual onboarding processes where someone in IT has to create accounts on 15 different systems. And when someone leaves the company, good luck tracking down and revoking all their access before they're out the door. Then there's the audit problem. Who accessed the production database at 3 in the morning last Tuesday? With shared credentials and no session recording, you simply don't know. And when your auditors come knocking for SOC 2 or HIPAA or PCI compliance, you're scrambling to pull together evidence from a dozen different places. StrongDM was built to solve all of this. Founded in 2015, the company has raised over $54 million dollars and serves hundreds of enterprises worldwide. At its core, StrongDM is an infrastructure access proxy. Instead of giving engineers direct credentials to your databases, servers, or Kubernetes clusters, StrongDM sits in the middle. Here's how it works. When an engineer needs to connect to the production database, they open the StrongDM client, which can be a desktop app or a CLI, and authenticate through your existing identity provider, whether that's Okta, Azure Active Directory, Google Workspace, or anything else that supports SAML or OIDC. StrongDM checks the engineer's role and current access policy, generates ephemeral credentials that expire at the end of the session, opens the proxied connection, and logs every single query and command. The engineer never sees the actual database password, ever. This is the gateway and relay architecture. The StrongDM gateway is a lightweight component you deploy in your own VPC or network. No inbound firewall ports needed. It makes outbound connections to the StrongDM control plane, which can be cloud-hosted or self-hosted. The beauty of this design is that your actual infrastructure resources don't need any agents installed. You just register them in the StrongDM admin console, and everything else is handled at the gateway layer. Now let's talk about what StrongDM actually supports. The platform handles over 100 different protocols. On the database side, you've got PostgreSQL, MySQL, MongoDB, Redis, Oracle, SQL Server, Snowflake, Redshift, BigQuery, pretty much everything you're running in production. For servers, it handles SSH for Linux and Unix systems, plus RDP for Windows. Kubernetes access works through Kubectl and the K8s API, so your developers can run Helm deployments and debug pods without StrongDM getting in the way of their workflow. It also supports cloud management consoles for Oz, Google Cloud, and Azure, as well as internal web applications through an HTTP proxy. One of the most powerful features is just-in-time access. Instead of giving engineers standing privileges that sit around waiting to be abused, JIT access means they request access when they actually need it. That request flows through an approval workflow. You can integrate this directly into Slack, Microsoft Teams, ServiceNow, or Jira, so approvals happen in the tools your team already uses, and access automatically expires. No more, I still have prod write access from that incident 6 months ago. Session recording is another standout feature. SSH sessions are recorded as replayable videos. Database queries are captured with full context, including timestamps and the user who ran them. These logs can be exported to your SIEM, whether that's Splunk, Datadog, or something else, or streamed to S3 for long-term retention. The policy engine lets you define exactly who can access what, under what conditions. You can require manager approval for production write access. You can block access from unmanaged devices. You can restrict production database connections to business hours. You can require specific OS versions. This is real zero-trust, continuous policy evaluation, not just a one-time login check. Let's look at some real-world use cases. The compliance use case is huge. Companies report cutting SOC 2 audit preparation time by 80% after deploying StrongDM.